Welcome everybody. For the ones that are just clicking in and tuning in for the first time, my name is Fernando. Welcome to my channel. For the 73 something subscribers, I just want to say I'm sorry for not posting as much as I said I was gonna post, and sorry it took almost 2 years for me to post another video. But this video is going to be, as you read already, about ulcerative colitis and my journey with it, and it also is part of the reason why I haven't been on YouTube so much. So this video is more for that Fernando back in 2018 that got diagnosed with UC and was searching online and couldn't find anything. It's more for people that just got diagnosed and happened to come across my channel, and this may be helpful for some of you. There's a lot of videos up on YouTube right now, but it's basically just doctors talking about the disease, and they don't really, I guess, know what it's like to live with it. They can give you what they think is the best solution, but when you practice it, it may not even work for you, you know? What is UC, right? What is ulcerative colitis? It is an autoimmune disease, meaning that your body's attacking itself, right? Your immune system is weak. It also falls under the IBD, which is inflammatory bowel disease. There's two of them. There's a Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, right? Crohn's disease is anything having to do with the mouth all the way to your rectum, and ulcerative colitis is anything having to do with your large intestine, basically meaning your rectum and your colon. We still don't know what actually causes UC. I was experiencing symptoms around September, right, of 2018. My first symptoms were basically loss of appetite, and I started losing weight due to the fact that I wasn't eating as much. I noticed some blood in my stool, but I kind of started thinking back. I was like, oh, I had blood in my stool, so I'm gonna cut off coffee, cut off alcohol, try to eat better, drink a lot more water. Actually, in fact, I started drinking a lot more Pedialyte to try and stay hydrated, but that wasn't working. And I ended up going to see my doctors. I was like, hey, like, something's wrong here, and I don't know what's happening. Did a couple tests, still couldn't find what was wrong with me. As time progressed, my symptoms got worse. I started experiencing a lot more blood in my stool. I couldn't eat or drink anything due to the loss of blood that I was having every time I went to the bathroom. I started feeling a lot more weak. I was sleepy most of the time. I ended up heading to the doctors a week before I got diagnosed. I was experiencing very bad abdominal cramps and stomach pain. They ended up doing a CAT scan to see if anything was wrong with me. They didn't find anything. I went back to my doctors a couple of days later, and I was like, hey, I need help. I don't know what's wrong with me. Something is wrong, and by the way, I smell blood. That was kind of like a red flag type of thing for my doctor to be like, you know what, you need a colonoscopy. A colonoscopy basically is when they knock you out and they stick a camera up your butt to see if everything's functioning well. My doctor told me that they didn't have to go all the way far up in order to find out that I didn't have UC, and that they saw that my whole intestine was very inflamed. So that was November 14, 2018 is when I got diagnosed. 2 days later, I ended up rushing back to the hospital. I was in there for 10 days. I lost so much weight that I looked sick, right? I lost a lot of color in my skin as well. My mom actually compared me to the walls in the waiting room. That's how pale I was. Pretty sure I had a fever as well, and it was intense. They immediately hooked up a couple IV bags in me. I ran through like maybe 10 or 12 of them, I believe, the first night. I was very dehydrated. The Pedialyte wasn't helping, basically. A whole care team of doctors ended up coming in Saturday morning, seeing what was going to happen with me. My GI doctor, the one that diagnosed me, actually called me. She's like, oh, it didn't really take you that long to get back into the hospital, and but I'm glad you're here. We're going to take care of you. And not sure how long you're going to be in here, but we're not going to let you leave until you feel better, until you are better. And we decide what we're going to do, which route we're going to go on. So I was like, okay, that's cool. It got to a point that we didn't really know how long I was going to stay there for. And they ended up saying, okay, you have to give us an answer, maybe not right now while you're in the hospital, but you have to think about it and decide what route you want to go on, which is you can either go the medication route or the surgery route. There's a lot of complications for both of them, and there's a lot of things for both of them as well. So it was definitely a very complicated life decision. As for the surgery option, they would remove my whole large intestine, take a little piece of an intestine out where the poop comes out of, and then a little pouch so it can hold everything, all the waste, all the poop and stuff. They will close up my rectum. They will leave me with the pouch thing for like three months. I would hopefully go back and remove that pouch, get sewn up, open the rectum back again, and if everything went well, I would be okay, right? The only issue was I'll be going to the bathroom 5 to 7 times a day, which is a lot more than now, I guess, but a lot fewer than when I was flaring up. So it was definitely tough. But complication with that though was I could get colon cancer in that little pouch thing. My body will confuse it as having my colon there, and is what I remember my doctor saying. The surgeon actually popped into the room and told me basically the pros and cons of the surgery. I was just very tired of everything, and kind of the information went just over my head. But I do remember is basically him saying something along those lines. My doctor came in and told me the route with the medication. Basically, I would be on prednisone for a little bit right after following the hospital. I would be on Remicade, which is an IV fluid type medication. I'll be hooked up to an IV for 2 hours as the medication drips down the thing and goes into my veins and into my system and helps the inflammation go down. Right? It all sounds pretty good on paper, but there's a lot of complications with that as well. The chances are pretty high with the medication, but as well with any medication, there's always complications. It could get colon cancer in 10 years, so both routes sound really nice, but at the end of the day, cancer is still in the picture. And I do have a family history of cancer being in there, so either option I chose, it definitely was hard to choose. I ended up talking to him with my one of my doctors there, and she was wicked nice. She was very helpful in making the decision of going with the Remicade medication route. I was very focused on getting surgery, but I would just basically my whole mentality was I wanted to just get rid of it quick. I wasn't taking into account that there's maybe other ways out there, because once I go under the knife, I won't ever be the same, you know. And I wasn't thinking clearly. My UC did kind of slow down a little bit, so I didn't really need the surgery. I know there's other people that need it right away. I was very, very fortunate not to be in that situation. And I feel like that route of the medication has probably been the best decision I ever made based on my health. I do want to say though that the prednisone kicked my ass. I didn't know how to handle it very much. It's a steroid. It helps with the inflammation, so my moods went from really happy to very suppressed to somewhat okay to sad to like all these feelings that I didn't know how to control at that time. And it was just it was a very weird situation to be in. The Remicade dosage basically was every week, then it moved on to every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, and thank God that I'm actually in every 6 weeks right now, which is amazing. I ended up gaining a lot of weight due to the prednisone. My lowest weight in the hospital was 130 or 129, I believe. My walking weight was 145 before all this began, and by the time that I actually started to know that I gained a lot of weight, I was at 170, I believe. I was pretty up there. It's probably the heaviest I've ever been. There was points throughout this whole journey till now that I didn't know how to handle it emotionally. It was kind of that moment that I don't know if I made the right choice. I didn't know if I was gonna be okay. I didn't know, I guess, how to cope with everything and how my life changed drastically. I couldn't eat the same foods that I could eat before. I had to cut a lot of things from my diet. I had to just try and accommodate, right? I had to just try and heal from this. I know in the back of my head that things may get better or they may not, and 2 years, a year, 2 months from now, I may end up getting surgery. I don't know. I'm not gonna give up in trying to see what works for me. I'm at a point now in my life that it's been all trial and error, and I'm happy where I'm at right now. I know there's people out there that just got diagnosed and are probably struggling trying to cope with everything. And I know that it's hard. I know that there's people out there that have it a lot worse than I do. But if you're watching this, like I was reminded in a video that I watched recently, that you are not alone with this. There's other people going through the same thing. Reach out to them. There's websites you can go on. There's apps you can actually download and it can help manage your UC symptoms. There's people that are willing to talk to you. If you want to share anything, definitely share your story. Write it down in the comment section. Send me a message in my social media, which I'll be posting in the description box. I don't know what's gonna happen, but just have people that love you, that will help you in any way, shape, or form, that will always be there for you. And talk to your team of doctors. They will definitely guide you in the right direction to try and cope with it. I know I talked a lot about medical stuff, but the whole emotional side of this is definitely tough. You just gotta keep going, I guess. Keep your head up. I can get up now every morning and meditate and work out and eat whatever I enjoy eating. I definitely have to make a couple sacrifices here and there, but I am in a better situation now due to all the trial and errors that I've been through, and the videos and the people that I talk to. Find yourself a group. Find yourself, talk to a shrink, a best friend, your mom, your parents. Talk about it. Create conversation and take it day by day, right? Because you never know when a flare-up's gonna hit. There was days that I didn't want to get out of bed. There was days that I blamed myself for having this. I was blaming anything. I didn't want to accept that I had it. I do have a disease. I acknowledge that. I believe the mind is powerful. I really do. I believe that meditation. I believe that prayer. I believe that just taking time for yourself will really help you. I know one day there will be medication that won't take a huge toll on your body. Since I started getting the Remicade, I've been a lot more dehydrated. My skin has been drying up. I then went off to cut coffee off the list. The trajectory of going a gluten-free diet, not much fried food, cut off the red meat, maybe even vegan. I heard vegan's really good for you. I still have to do a lot more research, but I know that's gonna help a lot as well. In the future videos, I will show you anything and everything having to do with UC will be part of the blog now, right? This is the whole future of the channel. If you want to keep updated with the whole journey with it, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. If you like this video, let me know why. If you didn't, let me know why and what I can improve on for the next video as well. If you have UC and you're listening, you made it all the way this far, you are not alone. I felt alone a lot. Let's create conversation, let's create dialogue, and let's help each other get through this, right? For everybody else, I hope you have a good day as well. Stay safe out there, wear a mask. That's pretty much it for today. So my name is Fernando, you can call me Tio Fer. I hope you have a great rest of your week.